Once upon a time, in a galaxy far away, the Mandalorian Din Djarin found himself stranded on a desolate, sand-covered planet. A bounty had led him there, but the mark had long since slipped through his grasp. No matter. There was always more work for a skilled bounty hunter. Djarin stared across the arid expanse of sand, trying to discern any sign of life. Suddenly, a dust cloud appeared in the distance, the roar of engines echoing through the air. Several heavily armored vehicles barreled towards him, driven by a ragtag group of hardened survivors, their tattered clothes stained with grease and blood. Their leader, a man with a wild gaze and a torn leather jacket, stood at the helm of the lead truck. His name, Mad Max. Din stepped forward cautiously but not defensively. He recognized the desperate look in the eyes of the drivers, a familiar look in this part of the galaxy. Mad Max shouted across the desert, "Who are you, stranger? Friend or foe?" The Mandalorian's voice was cool and level. "I am the Mandalorian, a bounty hunter. I've no quarrel with you or your people. What brings you here?" Max's eyes narrowed and he answered warily, "We're looking for a place called the Green Place. Our world is dying, and we've heard there's a chance for survival there." The Mandalorian had heard of this fabled Green Place, a distant oasis where life could still thrive. "Very well. I can help you find it, but I ask for safe passage off this planet in return." Mad Max considered his offer for a moment before extending his hand. "Deal. We need all the help we can get." The unlikely alliance now formed. The Mandalorian and Mad Max led the convoy through the treacherous sands. Along the way, they encountered other lost souls seeking refuge, and their ranks grew. It was a motley crew of warriors, each skilled in their own way but each haunted by their past. One night, as they gathered around a meager fire, a woman named Furiosa asked the Mandalorian, "What drives you, bounty hunter? What do you fight for?" Din Djarin hesitated a moment, and then surprisingly opened up to the group. "I fight for the Creed," he replied, "and to protect a child I've sworn to protect." Furiosa smiled, understanding the bond he felt. "We all have our cause, don't we?" Days turned into weeks, and the sky seemed only to grow more hostile with each passing hour. Sandstorms whipped through the dunes and monstrous creatures stalked the shadows, but the Mandalorian and Mad Max stood strong, their people united in their quest for survival. As they crested a particularly stubborn sand dune, their eyes fell on a sight they hadn't dared hope for: green. Lush grass and trees stretched out before them, a haven in the middle of desolation. The relief was palpable, but they knew their journey wasn't over. They would need to defend this place, to build a life here. But together they were stronger than they could ever have been alone. Mad Max offered a wary but determined smile. "Welcome to the Green Place, my friends." The Mandalorian nodded in gratitude. "Thank you, Max. This place, it's worth fighting for." With their combined strength and determination, they forged a new life in the Green Place, built on hope, redemption, and the strength of their bond. Together, the Mandalorian and Mad Max had led their people to salvation, and together they would defend it until their dying breaths. And so the stories of the Mandalorian and Mad Max lived on, their names whispered as legends by those who sought solace in the sands of a world that had forsaken them.